Normal. It's a throwaway word. We use it all the time without even taking a moment to think about what it means, because everyone knows what normal means, don't we? We often define normal as the standard or even correct archetype, an ideal we should strive towards. However, I believe that if we broaden our definitions of normalcy and minimize the confines that it has on everyday social structures, we can avoid falling into traps of intolerance and apathy. Let me begin by telling you a story. When I was around 5 or 6, my family and I drove to Bekasi to visit some relatives. Now, back in 2012, infrastructure like highways that made it vastly easier to get from point A to point B had yet to be built. And so, my parents drove through parts of Jakarta that my 5-year-old eyes had never seen. I saw slums and makeshift houses all splayed across the banks of a brown and eroding river. Houses that were so different to the neatly packed ones I saw in the suburbs. It made me upset. Upset and uncomfortable that something so alien to what I had experienced existed. But deep down I knew. I knew that what my 5-year-old eyes saw rang true. True, not only in the sense that these houses existed in reality, but that they were a part of a normal reality. Just not my normal. And so, this experience triggered my lifelong and ceaseless endeavor in trying to define what the word normal actually meant. But what I found was that the more I tried to define it, the more undefinable it became. I found that some of my favorite books, like 1984, Looking for Alaska, and The Fault in Our Stars, were banned in libraries all across the world because it conflicted to what those communities considered as normal. Obscenities that in other communities were reasons to celebrate the same works of art. I was greatly dismayed to find out that most schools were hesitant to apply policies that were more equitable towards students because they were different to what was previously considered the standards in education. And I was horrified to find out that our concepts of normal, a normal physical appearance and a normal skin tone, allowed for the justification of racism, eugenics, and yes, even genocide. And so, what even is normal? Well, that's just the thing. Nothing is normal. Excluding the medical and mathematical definitions of normalcy, everything is odd. Nothing about the human condition, about the pain, about the grief, about the wonder and the joy we experience is normal. It's all odd, but then it becomes normal, not because it is normal, but because familiarity and repetition uns the peculiar. And so essentially, normal is yes, just a social construct. It is nothing except what we as society make it out to be. And so, if previously we were able to define normal as something that could justify segregation, what's stopping us from redefining it as something that accepts that diversity is the true normal? After all, who decided that this skin tone is normal and this one is not? Who decided that people with physical and mental disabilities are abnormal and deserve to be treated that way? And who decided that some parts of Jakarta get to look like this, while others have to look like this? Normal is nothing except what we make it out to be. And so let's make it out to be something that accepts that diversity is beautiful and that allows us to feel empathy towards normals far different than our own. Thank you.